Prince William and Prince Harry avoid a run-in at their uncle's funeral as Harry gears up for a re-release of Spare. Plus, Charles Spencer remembers Princess Diana 27 years after her death as her former hairstylist reveals she wanted a hair redo of this very special moment. And Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are in no rush to tell their children about their royal background. We've got that plus so much more on today's Royally Us. Everyone, and welcome to Royally Us. I'm Christina, that's Christine, and I feel like we've been saying it week after week. We are creeping into more royal news as summer is officially over.
I think this week definitely feels like the summer break that the royal stake is over. They're getting back into it. We're slowly back into the swing of things.
Well, we know Prince William has an event later on this week, and King Charles was stepping out. He was all smiles as he opened the 200th annual summer flower show. 200, that's insane. While it was the 200th anniversary of the summer flower show, it was 75-year-old Charles's first since he took on the Royal Horticultural Society patronage previously held by his mother, Queen Elizabeth, and King George. The king traveled to Aberdeen, Scotland to view the elegant floral displays and meet with exhibitors as well as other ambassadors. So yeah, it was definitely a nice thing for him to step out, kind of get back into the swing of things and celebrate an event that's rich in tradition.
This isn't too far from Balmoral, so we can assume that they're still up there. It was probably an easy day trip for him, and great that he could represent this organization. I love that this sort of brings a lot of his passions: gardening, sustainable farming. All of that comes together under this event and under this patronage. And it's so good to see him out and about. Doing these events feels very normal for him. And you can just tell that he really enjoys it as much as people enjoy seeing him.
Definitely. Yes, great to see him. And we also had a big royal wedding. I know we don't really talk about members of royal families outside of the British royal family, but this was a great one. Mary Louise and her husband, Shimon Durek Verrett, shared new photos from their wedding after tying the knot over the weekend. They opened up about their big day in an interview with Hello Magazine, which was published on September 1st, saying, "I never thought I'd find a woman who'd be able to love all of me. But I always dreamed of a woman like that. And I found her. I'm the happiest man because I get to spend the rest of my life with her. I can't wait to see her and share things with her." Martha Louise is the eldest child of Norway's King Harald and Queen Sonja, both of whom were in attendance at the August 31st ceremony held at Hotel Union in the Village. The 350-person guest list also included her brother, Crown Prince Haakon, and his wife, Crown Princess, as well as members of the Swedish and Dutch royal families. Now, her three daughters, whom she shared with her late ex-husband, were also in attendance at the ceremony. So it seems like it was well attended. Now, this union has been met with some skepticism in Norway, in part because of Durek's career as a self-styled shaman. In the U.S., he has worked with stars including Kim Kardashian, Gwyneth Paltrow, but critics have called him out for promoting alternative treatment methods that aren't backed up by science. Seems like they're happy, and that's all that really matters to them. But yes, this wedding did get a lot of criticism, but also a lot of press.
This is such an interesting story, and a lot of Princess Martha Louise's story echoes one that we've heard before. She's not the heir. She's lower down in the line of succession, even though she's the firstborn. So you know that there's frustrations there. She's, run into issues in the past where she's not able to use her title for, any commercial ventures, any financial gain. Now she has a Hello Magazine spread, perhaps a Netflix special on the way. So I think this isn't the last we're going to hear of them.
Well, Princess Diana's younger brother, Charles Spencer, shared a post via his Instagram on the 27th anniversary of her death, showing a variety of photos detailing events in her life, including a newspaper item about her christening and a picture of her playing outside as a little girl. He wrote, "27 years and feels like yesterday. Princess Diana will be forever young, forever beautiful, gone way too soon. I am 3 years younger than her, and she is such an icon in my memory and life. Her legacy will live forever." I can't believe it's been 27 years. It's incredible.
It's incredible. And I mean, I think even now when we think about how young she was when she died,
Right.
she seemed young at the time, but now thinking about how young she was, it's such a tragedy. And I think it's, Charles Spencer, he lives at Althorp. He walks past that island every single day. So I'm sure she's ever present in his, I mean, literally in his day-to-day life. He walks past that memorial every morning. And so I think these messages are really nice. I think it's nice that he shares them, because a lot of people share in that grief and remember her, with so much love and fondness.
That's so true. You ask anybody where they were when they found out that Princess Diana died, and they can tell you. So I'm sure
Mhm.
it is a heartbreaking moment for him. And like you said, something that he probably lives with every single day.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to some exciting news for Robert Irwin. He has a royally good gig with Prince William's Earthshot Prize. The conservationist was named alongside South African actress Nomzamo Mabza as the first ever Earthshot global ambassadors. Both have several million social media followers, which is part of why they've been chosen to use their platforms to spotlight Earthshot solutions. He said, "I'm very excited and proud to announce that I'm officially an Earthshot Prize ambassador. My entire life has been centered around conservation and continuing an important legacy that my dad, the late Steve Irwin, and my family and sister Bindi started, and it's given me a real deep appreciation for the need to repair and restore our ecosystems." I love this. I think this is great. I think this is going to be a perfect collaboration. Maybe brings another audience to the Earthshot Prize as well, since he has such a, like they said, a large social media platform, and that's one of the reasons why they asked him to come on board.
Robert Irwin, he's known worldwide, but he's iconic in Australia. He's so famous in Australia. And as you said, that really brings a whole new audience and a whole level of, knowledge and understanding on what the Earthshot Prize is, what the awards do. And it just pushes that work forward on a more global scale. It's not just royalists watching what Prince William does. It's all of these people taking notice of, these huge figures around the world and getting the Earthshot Prize, more attention. And that just pushes all the projects, all of the nominees, then they have a spotlight for what they're working on.
All right, let's spill some royal tea. And Prince Harry and Prince William were both in attendance at their uncle's funeral on August 28th. But according to reports, the two kept their distance from each other. Harry and William were both at the service for Lord Robert Fellows, their mother, Princess Diana's brother, and the late Queen Elizabeth II's private secretary from 1990 to 1999. They were there at St. Mary's Church. Now, this is per The Sun. Their uncle died last month at the age of 82. And according to the outlet, a family friend said that they were very happy to confirm both princes were there, but that the brothers did not sit near each other. A separate source told The Sun that William and Harry were both there, but never saw them speak to each other, and they were keeping their distance. There's also some reports that Prince Harry stayed with his mother's family while in town. But yeah, it seems like the iciness between them continues.
I think that definitely, it is one of those situations where no matter what they did, it was going to become a story. If they sat next to each other and held hands, that would be one story. If they showed up separately and ended up sitting separately, that's a whole different story. And I think I'm glad that Harry was able to be there and that he is feeling support from his mother's side of the family. I think that's probably really important to him right now. And I'm just glad that both William and Harry were there with everything that's going on in William's family life. Harry obviously having to travel overseas, but this, connection they have with the Spencers and with the late Princess Diana's family, I think is really important to them.
Well, Prince Harry is gearing up for probably a busy fall. His memoir Spare will be released as a paperback edition soon. Penguin Random House confirmed last week that the Duke of Sussex's best-selling book will be republished on August 22nd in the United States. While the paperback editions of the book tends to feature new chapters or additional information, the Penguin Random House confirmed that the new edition will have the same cover image as the hardcover edition, a newly designed package, and the contents of the book remain unchanged. Interesting that he's not really adding anything to this book, taking anything away, maybe, changing anything. You would think that maybe he would have like a little bit more of an update on his current life, but I guess he just wants to maybe just be done with this.
I think this is a sign that they want to be done with this and done with Spare. That definitely the opportunity was there to update some things. Even if you did a new cover, like a new cover photo would have been great. But this to me is a sign that he, the publisher wants a paperback edition. He's probably put it off as long as he can, and now he's like, whatever, fine, just get it out there. Clearly he's ready to walk away from that chapter.
Totally, definitely. All right. Well, this was an interesting story. Princess Diana's former hairdresser Richard Dalton opened up about his relationship with the Princess of Wales in his new book. It's all about the hair, My Decade with Diana. According to Dalton, Diana agreed with him that her wedding hair was a disaster. He told People magazine, Diana did express to me that she wished she could do the wedding over again to get the hair right. However, she never mentioned any other regrets while I did her hair. He, however, was not the person who styled her hair that day. It was handled by his colleague, Kevin Shanley. Poor Kevin. Charles and Diana divorced, of course, in 96 after separating 4 years prior. They shared their sons together. Dalton left Diana's employment in 1991, but he noted she was already experiencing difficulties in her marriage. He wrote in the book, some days she would be happy, some days quiet, some days talkative, and some days sad. I experienced all these with Diana. Interesting that, like, she, it's such an iconic image, her in that wedding dress, the hair, everything. That's just funny that she wanted to go back and change that one detail.
So many of us as brides want to go back and change one thing that no one else would think about. But I do, yeah, her hair became so iconic throughout, the 10 plus years she was in the public eye. The cut, the Diana cut, women would go in and ask for the same haircut. It became, a thing in and of itself. And so I think hearing these secrets from her hairdresser, I mean, I hope he has some really interesting tidbits to share because, we all spill secrets to our hairdressers, don't we? Like when you go and get your hair done, you're always gossiping a little bit.
It's so true.
So I hope he has some fun stories to tell about his time with her.
Definitely. Can't wait to read it. All right, let's wrap it up with our pint-sized palace. And Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are in no rush to tell their kids about their royal heritage. A family friend recently told Us Weekly they'll have those conversations in due time. They're so well-mannered. Archie is sweet and curious and playful, and Lily is vibrant and happy. They added, I think every parent wants to share their kid with the world, but they just can't. Prince William's kids, for example, have way more safety, even though they're recognizable, and the same doesn't apply to Meghan and Harry's children. They know the world wants to see them, but I would expect them to live smaller lives until that gets sorted, if it ever does. Despite their busy schedules with the Archewell Foundation and their personal business ventures, including her American Riviera Orchard lifestyle brand and the upcoming Netflix show, they are very hands-on parents. We hear that they take the kids to school, pick them up, and they are very active and present with them throughout the day. But I would imagine that they would probably keep them as sheltered as possible, considering everything that they've been through, security-wise, paparazzi. They kind of really want to give them a probably as normal life as possible.
Definitely. I think they want normality for them and just, flying under the radar for as long as they can.
All right, well, that is it for this week's episode of Royally As. Christine, thank you so much as always. Lots of fun, interesting stories this week.
So excited. I really feel like we're getting back into the groove. Although I'm sure I've said that 100 times at this point. I'm really looking forward to the next few months of royal events.
Definitely. All right. Well, keep commenting, keep subscribing, and we'll see you next week.